Good evening, everyone. This is the Ayer Conservation Commission meeting. It is Thursday, October 12th.
26th.
26.
Where are you?
I'm looking at your minutes.
Yeah.
October 26th, 2023. All righty. Commissioners in attendance this evening are Jenna Maya as member, George Bacon as member, Jessica Gino, member clerk. Our vice president, Mark Phillips, is not present. Myself, John Schmallenberger, as chair, Heather Hansen as conservation agent. Welcome to all of you. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
Yep, agenda's all set, no changes.
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Approval of meeting minutes for October 12th, 2023. Everyone had an opportunity to look at them, and any corrections?
Nope.
Comments?
They were all right.
They were all right?
All good. All right.
You good, George?
Yep.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 12th, 2023 as written?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. All right, this is the time in our meeting for public input. If there's anyone out there who has comments or questions that's not on the agenda, now is the time to make those known. All right, well, seeing none, then we will move on. Our first item of business this evening is a request for determination of applicability, Catania Corporation, 1 Nemco Way, installation of an oil water separator on the existing drain lines. Do we have a representative?
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Sit here.
All right up here with us. Yes.
For the record, Bridget Souza with Keach Nordstrom Associates representing Catania.
S-O-U-Z-A?
Yes. Ooh, look at that.
What was the company again?
Keach Nordstrom Associates,
Okay.
K&A.
Okay.
All right. So a couple months ago, I approached Heather with a question. Catania, in response to a spill that they had in the railway bays, was looking to install an oil water separator on the existing twin 12-inch drain lines that run from their property through to abutters and then empty into the wetlands within that inner railway circle. Although we didn't think it was required, she requested that we file RDA just so that it's on record. You know, Catania likes to be transparent with what they're doing over there. So they have the desire to install this oil water separator. It'll be a 2,000 gallon, essentially septic tank, but we're gonna retrofit that in order to do the 12-inch twin pipes. We're gonna fit both the inlets and the outlets with T's, and that way, should in the event any more spills happen in the future, there's a safety mechanism there installed in order to monitor any oil accumulation before it enters into the wetlands. So it's very straightforward. If you guys have any questions.
You say it was a 2,000 gallon?
Yeah, 2,000.
Capacity?
Yeah, 2,000 gallon tank. And like I said, they would core out. So usually a 2,000 gallon tank comes with existing like 8-inch or up to 8-inch holes. So this we'd have to core out for the twin pipes based on what the infield separation is, and like I said, retrofit that with T's so we don't have any oil escaping.
The last spill that got into the wetlands, what was the amount of gallons of that spill? Do you have any idea?
It was roughly
7,000 gallons.
yeah.
7,000 gallons?
Yeah.
So is the 2,000 gallon capacity, is that able to keep up with a spill of that size?
So I understand that Catania has future plans to do some improvements inside the actual railway portion of the building. That would include, which are shown on the plans, inspection pits, that would be piped into a collection system and into another holding tank. And so overall, the total capacity of that system is roughly, I believe, 12 to 13,000 gallons, and then another 2 at the tank.
It'll
The
be
oil
more
water
because we
separator.
have existing spill containment inside the building already. So part of the plan in the spring will be to add additional spill containment inside the building.
Yeah.
This is more of a secondary fail-safe to some degree.
Okay. Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the only work within the buffer is that oil water separator, though.
I'm sorry, what?
Is that oil water separator within the buffer?
Within the buffer?
Yeah.
Okay. Questions, Jen?
I don't think so, no.
Jess?
No, sounds straightforward.
George?
No.
Heather?
No, I don't have any questions. To let you know that I had them come in and file just so we could have on record all the stormwater and separators that are on site in our buffer, so that we would have record of everything. So that's why I had them come in and file. Since we don't charge anything for it, it's just a matter of probably just one meeting, so it wouldn't take any time. And then we have record of everything that's on site if anything would ever happen. Again, we know what's out there.
Yep. Yep. Anyone have a burning desire to go out there and look at this? No. No? Sure.
It's real fun to try to get to.
I remember the whole, when we were out there, it was
Yep. Still like that.
still like that, yeah.
But Catania's doing everything that they're supposed to with Mass DEP, filing all the necessary reports and everything, and daily monitoring of that area, and like Joe just said, just trying to be transparent and have a fail-safe in place should anything happen in the future.
Yeah. We went out, George and Heather and I, and looked at the site and during the cleanup, and I was very impressed.
Yep. I think their latest report stated they've recovered about 5,300 of the gallons that had spilled out, so.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And everything's been contained, nothing has left that inner circle wetland either. And booms were put in place on the opposite side of that railway where the water continues on, so.
Yeah.
Nothing's leaving that area, which is great.
Next to the railroad tracks that leak all kinds of gunk all the
Yeah,
time.
right. At least from then.
Yes. Any other discussion? Is there a motion to issue a negative determination? Catania Corporation, 1 Nemco Way, for the installation of an oil water separator.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Passes unanimously.
Thank you guys very much, appreciate it.
Very welcome.
You did yours very quickly, it's such a minimalist. How I like it.
All right, we appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah. Just when we get to the next one, I gave you one of the sets of colored plans so you can see it in color to help you easily see everything. The next set of, I gave you one of the colored plans so you can see the site and read it a little bit easier. Just, I only got 2 sets in color, so I gave you one of them. Just make it a little bit easier for you to read it. I have the other one in the file if anyone wants to look at it.
Yeah, be kind to your elders.
Well, I mean, I color them, but I think it's easy to read it. You can see what it looks like in color now.
Our next item this evening is a public hearing that we will open under the Wetland Protection Act and also under the Air Wetlands bylaws. It's a notice of intent, DEP file number not done yet? Nope. Okay. And this is at Sandy Pond, 71 Sandy Pond Road, North County Developers. Construction of 2 duplex dwellings on a previously disturbed lot within the buffer zone. Good evening, gentlemen. Pull up a chair if you'd like to.
All right, state your names.
Yep, state your names for the record, please.
Good evening, my name is Dan Wolf. I'm with David Ross Associates,
WOLF?
FE.
FE.
Good evening.
Brent Ruth here, North Country Developers.
Hi, good evening. Could you just give us a little rundown on your project?
Sure. The proposed project is at 71 Sandy Pond Road, right at the corner of Snake Hill Road. I would imagine maybe all of you might be familiar with this site. It's needed some cleanup for quite some time.
Yep.
And Mr. Ruthier has taken ownership of this, and what is proposed here is that the existing house is to be removed. The property itself, which is, just get the acreage here, 2.86, so just under 3 acres, is going to be subdivided into 2 residential lots. The proposal is to build 2 duplexes on those lots, and one of which will be up toward Sandy Pond Road, still accessing from Sandy Pond Road, but the house will be closer to the road. And the second one will have frontage on Snake Hill Road and draw its access from Snake Hill Road. The thing that I'm happy to report on, which is because I can't always do this, is that there is a major decrease in impervious area. As you know, the whole front yard, side yards, they were all paved for many years. A lot of runoff just went directly into the wetlands. So we are proposing to remove a lot of that pavement, create yard spaces around each of the homes shown on the plan. And there's also some work that's being proposed within the 50-foot buffer zone, and that the only reason we're in the 50-foot is to remove pavement and restore it with loam and seed. The utilities will, for the house on Sandy Pond Road, will be drawn from the utilities that exist coming in off Sandy Pond Road. And then the house on Snake Hill Road will have water coming from Snake Hill Road, and we've just recently found that we can tie into the sewer on Snake Hill Road. The plans actually show that the sewer line still draws service from the sewer line in Sandy Pond Road, but with that recent development and the fact that we don't have a DEP number, which I understand we can't close the hearing, we can show the final disposition of sewer lines and water lines on a revised plan. But we wanted to at least give you an opportunity to field some questions for us if you have any, and we can take it from there.
Good. Questions, Jess?
Just what's the status of dividing creating 2 lots out of the 1 lot?
What's the status
Are
of it?
you going before the planning board? Or?
It would need to go before the planning board with an A&R plan. And again, the criteria for approval of an A&R plan is to simply show that you have frontage and access off of an approved way. Both lots will conform to zoning in terms of frontage and area. So it should be a fairly simple one-night process with the planning board.
Do you need a special permit for duplexes?
And yes, we have filed with the Zoning Board of Appeals for the special permit, and that is to put a duplex on a lot in this district. I believe that meeting is scheduled for November 15th.
Okay. Jen, have any questions?
I don't think so, no.
George?
You have a note here about any portion of the existing system encountered should be pumped out, removed, and backfilled. So is there a septic there?
We, again, recently found out that it is not tied to the town sewer system, that there is an on-site system that has not been located at this point in time. During the demolition of the existing house, the sewer line will be followed to find where is there a septic tank, or is there a leach pit, a leaching trench, a bed, what have you. At that point, it will be removed. I went by today just to make sure I understood the property clearly, and I did see a concrete, almost looked like a small little slab, and I wondered whether it was a cover to a septic tank or something. So that will be investigated through the demolition process. And what typically happens to discontinue a leaching system is if there's any void spaces like a septic tank, or if it is a leach pit, the contents, if there are any, are pumped out and then backfilled with clean gravel.
Years ago, prior owner came before us for an NOI, and during that hearing, some of the abutters spoke up that apparently their leaching field had inadvertently been put on his property.
Oh, so one of the direct abutters then?
Yeah, so we didn't follow it any further because it didn't impact the permit under consideration. So I have no idea what follow-up was done.
Yeah.
What was that again? The abutter had what?
The leaching field was on this lot.
Okay.
Oops.
So the abutters system was
Yes.
on this lot?
Yeah.
Okay, I interpreted it the other way around when you first
But the
mentioned it.
abutter system was on the 71.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I would imagine that perhaps after this amount of time, that maybe they've tied into the sewer line. But good to know that that's in the background. We can keep an eye open for anything like that.
What if they haven't tied into the town system?
Well, they have a responsibility to do that if their system is found to be on someone else's property.
Anything else, George?
No.
It's a funny shaped lot.
Yeah, it's kind of an L shape, wide up near the intersection of the two roads, and then a thinner slice that goes down behind the homes on Snake Hill.
What's the status of that skinny?
That will be part of what is known as Lot 2 and helps to satisfy the acreage requirement of the lot.
Okay. Any other, Heather, do you have any?
I have just a couple things. In regards to that, I did have the woman from 3 Samantha Lane call me earlier this week and asking about this property. And I told her everything was kept closer to the road because I guess she said she had some drainage issues when Pingree Hill had gone in. So she was concerned. I said, oh, no, it's all wetlands. They're keeping everything to the front. So she was happy with that. The 2 items I found in regards to the notice of intent, you had checked off that it was in Riverfront.
Riverfront, I noticed
And
that
then I'm
just
like,
this afternoon.
what riverfront?
Yeah,
Because
there is no riverfront,
Okay.
but you'll notice all the other blanks in that section.
yeah,
are
I did, but
blank.
I was just like, that's what. So I noticed that because DEP might call you out on it too when they submit their numbers.
Can always respond.
Yeah, so you know. And then I know you're going to remove all the pavement and put. Is there going to be is it just going to be grass? Is how much of the square footage is actually going to be lawn? Could we have? Because I know I could tell from the plans to get one of the houses in, you got to take down an oak tree on Snake Hill Road. Can we get something besides just grass put in there? Can we get some sort of landscaping plan so it's not just lawn? To try to see this lot that's been disturbed and is currently pavement for the most part, not just be lawn, but actually landscaped with trees, shrubs, lawn, just something besides that is what my hope was, because there isn't anything contained in the notice, and I would really prefer to see something beyond just lawn out there.
What are your thoughts on that? Had you thought that far ahead into this project? I mean,
I know it's probably on your aspect it's premature because you're not thinking the design of it, but it's all things that go into the permitting of the conservation side is questions we're going to have. So
Yeah, maybe.
As long as you're not asking me to put a jungle.
no, I just the only thing I could tell, but try to tell from the trees from the plan, it looked like maybe 1, if not 2, larger trees are going to have to come out, and it's really disconcerting to see because this lot is, as everyone says, it's one of these ones.
This tree right here
Yeah.
that's dead. The side branches are coming off. If you go take a look off it, that middle trunk is completely gone.
Yeah.
This one, it's the same thing. Everything that's coming off it is dead. They're gonna be much better off with those things gone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so you just, you see this
Oh, yeah.
previously
If you're
disturbed
talking
lot.
some
Yeah, some
trees and
plantings
bushes.
and stuff along the buffer, that would be good. Something besides just lawn is people's yards. I mean, I know people like to see, and it, because it's
Yeah.
the solar ready and everything, you have to keep whatever, but to have some sort of shrubbery, trees or something else planted on there would be nice to see.
Signage too?
What?
Signage too, for the buffer zone, do we do that on this, or would we not?
For an
want to?
intermittent stream.
Well, the intermittent stream, it's the wetland there, the stream is above and below.
Okay,
So the stream goes under the road into Sandy Pond, and the stream is up on that way.
now the point I wanted to make is we're proposing 2 new homes, 4 units. We want it to look nice also.
Yeah.
We can certainly commit, for the sake of the order of conditions, to do a minimum of 2 trees per lot. I have a feeling that once they're built and the developer has a chance to look at what he's creating, I bet there'll be more than that, but for the sake of answering your question, can we commit to 2 per lot?
Yeah, it's
And,
just some trees, shrubbery, something, so we're not just looking at lawn. Will help keep the area cooler too.
Anything else, Heather?
That was all I had. Yeah.
Okay.
Just already mentioned the zoning and the A&R, so.
And I'll see you in the zoning meeting, because I'm on that board too.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I am actually subbing tonight for Brandon Ducharme, who put all this together.
Okay.
He came down with something this week, so I said, just stay home. So
Thank you.
I'm taking the meeting, but you'll either see Brandon or one of our surveyors, Kevin Conover.
Okay. Well, we do site walks for NOIs, so we would like to schedule a site walk at this point in time. This coming Saturday, any good for anybody?
Yep.
I'll let Jess set the time.
7:30?
Really? 9.
She was getting lazy with her eyes.
9 o'clock, will it 9 o'clock be
9
okay?
a.m.?
9 a.m., and we'll meet right there, just pull into the big parking lot.
I was going to say, there's plenty of parking. Come on in.
Parking.
All right.
All right.
Have you cleaned, oh, you're demolishing it, but I heard you found some interesting signs in the basement.
When I had to get the movers to move the first guy out of the first unit, they found all the signs that go to your ponds and stuff around here, so.
They were up like 2 weeks and they were gone.
Wow.
Oh, they returned.
They're back. That's good news. All right, then we will see you this coming Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Right. And
Yes.
for a continued hearing, what would the date of that be?
2 weeks from now?
November 9th.
November
9th.
9th,
Our one and only meeting in November.
Ah,
unless we have an emergency.
Unless there's an emergency.
That's not me.
November 9th.
All right. Great.
Very
Thank
good.
you very much.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
And
Appreciate it.
although we did notify all 88 abutters,
Is that
And
many?
I did get lots of phone calls. I did get quite a few phone calls about it.
by
so.
the way, do you want the proof of
Yes, I do need that for the file.
photocopies or the originals?
Photocopies are fine. I don't need the.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
green cards
Yeah, they
are quite
get-
a stack.
Thank you.
Because of the
I
condominium.
know. Yeah, 'cause I did get quite a few phone calls and showed everyone the plan. It was just like, oh, okay, sounds good.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Too.
Oh, you have to take a vote on the continued.
Yes.
Well, we're going to continue the public hearing for this.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what you said?
Yeah, we have to do the motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually knew that.
Okay, so it looked like you were moving on.
No, I'm just writing stuff down. I'm writing stuff down. Is there a motion to
I was
continue?
gonna say that too.
Is there a motion to continue the public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file number to be determined, 71 Sandy Pond Road, until November 9th?
So moved.
Second?
Let me
All
think
fa-
about it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes
You can
unanimously.
hit me.
Is it second or seconded? Do I second the motion or is it
You
seconded?
second.
You second, in the minutes it's
They say
seconded.
you seconded.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to be, I don't do this very often.
Yeah.
All right. Next item this evening is a request for extension of orders of conditions. DEP file number 100-0444, Ayer Solar 2.
Yes.
The current ones are November
They're expiring
something?
November 23rd, so they're asked for 1 year extension to the following November of 2024.
So it's possible they'll get done before then.
There is
but
possible,
they just wanna-
okay, put it right there. From the site visit yesterday, nothing has occurred outside. They haven't taken any of the
Oh, no.
site fence or anything out, so.
Okay,
Oh, really?
No,
Oh.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, me too, well,
Had they done the paving?
yeah, the paving was done, so to when Nick was saying last meeting, he wasn't sure if the paving would get done, and it did. I'd give an update during my updates about the site, but the request for extension was mentioned the last meeting, just to ensure we get the plant, the 2 years of growing seasons done and under the same order, so.
Any discussion about this?
No.
Is there a motion to grant an extension for the orders of conditions, DEP file number 100-0444, Air Solar 2 for 1 year?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously.
I almost forgot to
Could someone pass those cookies down here, please? Take one on the way by if you want. Thank you. All right, Conservation Office and member updates.
So, again, as stated, I was at Air Solar 2 yesterday morning. No work has occurred on site since last week. They did go through and do the final paving and put the curbing in to direct the stormwater into the tree box filters. They have not removed any of the silk fence at this time. I did make aware to the town planner and building commissioner that their request is to try to finish, most likely to finish up the project and just verify the site 100% before they close anything out on it, because there is still some stormwater issues on site, or concerns, I should say, not issues. I have concerns. I don't know if they're issues yet. Let's see what.
None of the erosion controls by the culvert?
The stream crossing, they did take those out.
Okay.
They took those out 3 weeks ago. They took those out, and it flows through fine. It still kind of shimmies out and goes to the side, and because the silk fence is there, it does pond up, but the rock hasn't moved. It looks wonderful.
'Cause we got 2.5 inches the other day.
It hasn't shifted at all, and it does just. It was running through, nothing was on top of the rock, everything was under, just kind of trickles. So once they remove all the silk fence, and that's not being removed until they get the final sign off on the stone walls, on the retaining walls anyway, but once they're able to take everything out, it'll just kind of trickle through nice and go right, just like it's supposed to, just, go into the wetlands, whether it frames it to the side or not, it's all wetland anyway. So it'll look good.
And they laid down that final layer of top dressing or top, they were doing the bigger stone.
Yes.
That's all
Yep,
down.
that's all down, yep,
Okay.
and it hasn't shifted. They did that prior to our last meeting.
Right.
So it's been out for about 3 weeks there. Yeah, nothing has shifted or anything on there. It looks great. It looks wonderful. Earlier this week, I was out at Shaker Mill Pond, because Josiah, the contractor for Dan Aho, had questions on the trail that you guys wanted to have installed there. So I went out and walked it with him. He just basically whacked it back. Didn't disturb any of the ground or anything like that. There is a gravel path from the large boulder and one of the duplexes. I requested he put some sort of trail sign just so people know that that's where it is. And he was going to do some minor weed whacking because there is a lot of low bush blueberry that's kind of blocking the path in certain sections, so you wouldn't quite know it's there. But it is a very open wood and it's very nice if anybody's in the Shaker Mill Pond Subdivision area wants to go for a little walk. It's very pretty. Yeah, it's and of course, it was middle of the day, but there was nobody outside. And I'm like, I just don't get it. I would be out here all day. It's beautiful.
Is it a gravel path?
There's a gravel path from the sidewalk, right? So if you go to the cul-de-sac, you can park along the cul-de-sac, where the large boulder is, and the duplex on your right, there's a little gravel path that runs between the two. That will bring you out to the back where the open space is. I requested they put a sign up, just as says trailhead or trail entrance, just so people know. And hopefully people will use it. I mean, there is quite a few houses on that street, plus all the duplexes that were built along Shaker Road the last 2 years. So hopefully people will use it. If I have to publicize it, I will, because it is beautiful over there. And you could, if you really wanted and didn't feel like it was not a horrible hike, probably take a canoe or kayak out on that pond it's easy to walk down to.
Is
You
there a
don't
way
have
to load it?
It just goes right out.
Yeah.
It's really easy. There's a cool little tree that like grew like a rainbow
Yeah.
into the water. It's just nice over there. So I did that and looked at that this week. We had,
That might be a nice like Facebook post. Once
yeah,
it's
that's what I was thinking.
finished.
Once it's all finished,
Like,
and we
where
had
they-
the CR and stuff more or less in place. It's still in the process, but once it's all done, it will be a Facebook post.
And it is like a photo of some of the remnants of the mill and
Yeah. Oh
say,
yeah.
if you want to find this.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be because it's such a quiet area. So if you could even get to that road, you could walk to it. It doesn't get a ton of traffic.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a nice longer walk, but it's very pretty over there. We have, let's see, there the MVP grant program. As if you're all aware of that, the municipal vulnerability program. We have the action plan. The grant program doesn't open until, I think the deadline is March of next year, but they do a, hey, if you have a thought of what you want to do for a grant, you can submit it to them before December 15th, and they'll give you their feedback on whether it's a valuable grant or not. So I thought, hey, that would be a good thing that we should probably try to do. So I looked through our pond plan that we had from 2016, and the last 15 to 20 pages of that are more or less suggestions of projects we could do. So I thought maybe I have an idea of a couple, if you guys want to take a look at those, and we can add that as a discussion for the next meeting on what one we think would be, or two would be a viable project to try to go through for an MVP grant to get completed, to try to help with the pond health in the town.
And you'll send those suggestions to us?
Yeah, if you want to review the plan yourself, I have one in mind. I'll send a couple of suggestions to you. I think we could have discussion at the next meeting on what we might want to try to go, have me try to go for a grant for, if you have anything in mind. There's one on there, it was to do a rain garden, like, outreach program, like almost like have someone come in and like teach residents how to build a rain garden. So I'm like, oh, that would be neat. We could do that. And that would make handy, because a lot of the suggestions in the pond management plan, whatever it's called, had for rain gardens, but a lot of them are off of the private roads.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we can touch those, but if we could get the residents on those streets to know how to plant them. A couple of them were at the end of your yard. So they go, if we could teach, if we could get a grant to either teach people how to do them and or help supplement them to install them, maybe that would be a big help to the health of the ponds, and even invite the ones from Grove Pond that live on Shelley Lane in that. So that was an idea that I had. I saw that one. But if you guys want to review it, and I'll look see if there's anything else and see if there's anything else in there that sticks out to you, because there is quite a few different project ideas in there that we could, if you could look at, and we can get an idea for applying for an MVP grant this coming year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Are you working with the town planner on that too, or is this just us?
No, it's just me. I mean, I'll ask them, but it just was one that I came up with because I saw the email come out. I'm like, well, what's in the MVP plan? I look at the MVP plan, I go, wow, there's a lot of things we could go for. I'm like, I can point them out right there. And I'm like, I don't go through a pond thing. And so it dug me down a rabbit hole, which is what usually happens to me. Let's see, projects for the next meeting, just so you know, the only item we have right now is a request for an extension for the ANRAD for Stratton Hill and the continuation of Sandy Pond. That's it. So if you
Any
guys
other-
think of anything that you want to discuss or bring up, we can throw it on the agenda. If not, it'll be a fairly light one again.
Any updates? I don't either. Jess, do you want to make a motion to bring us into executive session?
I shall, I think I had really good wording there.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sounded very
Make a
impressive.
motion to enter into executive session pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A, exemption number 6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if such discussions may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the governmental body and a person, firm, or corporation, and to then adjourn for the evening from executive session without returning again to open session.
Okay.
That was a motion.
That was a motion.
Second.
Second.
We will do a roll call. Vote then. Ms. Amaya, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Gugino?
Aye.
Mr. Bacon?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are in executive session.